Hey everybody, welcome to part three of this TurtleGrafx racing series. I believe last video we left off on our starting and finish line. Well, I actually changed it a little bit after the video. So before we had it like hard coded in here. I just added these parameters right here. So we're able to pass in -400 for coordinate X and positive 300 for coordinate Y, and this is going to draw this is going to draw our starting line, and it passes in -400 because it goes -400, 300, then it goes -400, -300, and it draws that line. And then same thing for finish line, it goes positive 400, positive 300, positive 400, and still positive 400, but -300 right here, and it goes down, and that's how we get it to draw that line. So now what we're going to do today is we're going to work on getting our turtles to be behind our starting line, which should be very simple, very simple. So if we run this actually, just so we can see it, we'll get this right here. And we have our starting line and our finish line just right here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our turtles. They're kind of on top of each other right now still. And we're going to put them about right here. And if we look at our line, we know that in the X direction, this line is at about, what did I say, -400, right? Yeah, it's at a -400. So we want the turtle to be slightly behind it. So we can do something like -420. We'll go ahead and work with that. And then for our Y direction, we want our turtles to be maybe like right here and right here. And if the very top of the line is 300 and the very bottom is -300, we'll do something like maybe positive 175 and -175, and try to group them somewhat close together. So if we run this now, so now we got to do, hey lonely boy, I need you to go to -420, blaze it, and 175. But first, before you do that, make sure you pick up your pen so you don't make a line. So pen up. And then same thing for your girlfriend. Have her do the same thing. Right, so -420, but -175. Lonely boy's girlfriend. Boom, just like this. And if we run this, we should get our perfect, both of our turtles in. Ooh, they're still kind of far from each other. Let's get them a little closer, maybe like 125. 125. Whoops. 125. And now if we run this, we have our starting line, our finish line. Okay, that's about good, right? I like that. Let's go with that. So we're gonna keep this. Now what we're gonna do is, well, every time we run this, it's still kind of slow, right? I mean, it's not like a pain slow, but it's slow for me. My attention span can't focus that long. So we're going to try to speed up this movement. So what we can do is, let's see, where should we put it? So we create our turtles right here, and where do we get our shape? You know what? We're going to add another parameter to our create turtle, and this parameter is going to be a speed, right? So we're going to set our default speed to be, let's do 0. So this speed, it's not necessarily how fast the turtle will be going for our race, but it is how fast it's going to draw the lines. I don't know if that made any sense. So let me try to explain. So I'm just going to pass in this parameter. I'll pass in 0. And if we hover over, oh, we actually have to set the speed right here. So we'll do gen turtle dot speed, and if we hover over this, it'll tell us what. So it returns or set the turtle speed. Okay, and the speed it ranges from 0 to 10. So if we did 12, it wouldn't work. So look, if input is a number greater than 10 or smaller than 0.5, it's automatically set to 0. So if we say something like 100, it's just going to ignore it and be like, okay, I'm going to use 0. And I believe 0 is the fastest. So yeah, look at speed strings are mapped to speed values in the following way. The fastest is equal to 0, fast is 10, normal 6, slowest 3, slowest is 1. So like from 1 to 10 it speeds up, but 0 is the fastest. So let's do this. We're just going to pass in 0 so we can see it. Actually, we don't need to pass in speed. We'll make them all speed of 0. So now if we run this, look at that. It was instantaneously, right? Versus if I change this to 1, which is the slowest of the speeds. Look at it. We have this slow turtle. Very slow turtle. And yeah, I don't want that, right? So I don't want that, so I'm gonna keep it at 0. Oh, I didn't finish the program. I should have let it finish because it's gonna break. It's okay. So yeah, that's our starting line and our finish line. The next thing we're going to be doing is you know what? No, I believe that's good for now. We got our starting line. We got them behind our starting line and our finish line. Now we can figure out how far we want them to go. So notice how we put them behind a finish line, and that line was at 400, right? And the finish line was at 400. Sorry. So the starting line started at negative 400. The finish line was at 400. So if we add that up, right? So this is your graph. Negative 400 right here, positive 400 right here. That means the total race, the total race of the map is going to be 800. So we're going to create a variable to keep track of that. So we'll say total distance is going to be equal to 800 pixels, because that's how long the race is. So as soon as they travel 800, we know that they won, right? They crossed the finish line. And we actually set them at 420, so we're gonna have to add 20 more pixels to compensate to where they're starting at, right? Okay, so we're also gonna create variables for the total distance traveled for each turtle. So we'll say something like lonely boy distance is equal to 0, because he hasn't moved yet, right? It's the start of the race, and neither of the turtles have done any damage. None of them have put in any work yet. They've been lazy. They've been mooching off their parents' money, and they have 0 money of their own. Kind of sucks. So they're at 0, and let's see. I believe that is it. We will go ahead and work on creating different speeds in the next video. So see you then.